Yeah, there's no real magic trick to start.
Oh, we haven't got, where's
things.
our magic, like, music? Like, welcome to Lawn Rite. Like,
Flashing signs gonna pop up.
yeah.
Now you think we're that far ahead? We're only at episode 4, Simon.
Episode 4, where's our intro music? Gonna overlay that later.
Add that in post, Yeah. Well, I guess we're here to talk about a few things, but I like to always start off with a bit of an introduction.
Yes.
So I've got written down here quite simply, husband, father, business owner, and an all-round good bloke.
Oh, when you put it like that, it makes it sound nice, so thanks.
Well, I think the main thing that was on my mind, and probably everyone in Lawn Rite who knows about you, is your backstory. You and I have spoken a little bit about it in some car rides here and there.
Yeah.
And you used to work at a gas station?
Yes. So I worked essentially like a retail management job for BP. So I started staff member, general retail, then moved my way up to store manager. Couldn't really see any more progression in the business and had a lot of friends working for themselves, and I really liked the look of what that was, but I didn't have any qualifications, and by that point I already had a family, so going back to like an apprenticeship didn't really seem viable. So I looked around at what business I could buy or start or that kind of thing. So I liked the idea of lawns, and then, you know, everyone's heard of Jim's mowing, and that weirdly it didn't look appealing to me at the time. And while looking at gyms on Trade Me, Lawn Rite popped up, and I went, oh, I've never heard of that before. So clicked on it, had a look, saw the office was less than a K away from where I was working, and thought, oh, I'll give them a call. I think I messaged Troy and he rang me within like half an hour, and I came in that day or the next day for an interview.
All right.
So yeah, it was pretty quick.
You moved pretty fast.
Yeah.
So when you were working at the gas station in that management position, do you remember what kind of would go through your mind before starting work?
Oh. No. Back then, so you're on call 24/7 when you work for them?
No way, 24/7?
Yeah, so because the stores are open 24/7, so I managed like 25 staff over a 24-hour roster.
Okay.
So you always, maybe not overnight, but you always had people calling in sick in the morning, that kind of stuff. Dealing with breakdowns, things, people not paying for fuel, which was quite common. So there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Before work, I mean, I did enjoy my job. I really enjoyed my job. I look at it as I was training people. Like, I spent a lot of time training my team. I trained the roles below me. I like to hire people, bring them up through the business, but then the business would snatch them and put them into other stores. And so I was constantly training a new team, and I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And so, like, I did enjoy the job, but at some point I needed to work for myself, I think.
You hadn't worked for yourself before that?
Nah. I worked, store managed a few different places, and I helped someone open some Subways and like kind of manage those, but it still wasn't mine. So it wasn't my money, my risk, my profit. So yeah.
Would you say you just really wanted to taste what that was like, to be the one responsible for everything?
Yeah, there seemed like a lot of freedom, which might not be the case now as much as I thought. I mean, there is a lot of freedom in it, but when you're working and you're the only one working, so I'm sole trader, I'm just myself, don't have employees yet. If the job isn't done, I have to still do the job later. So if I had a team, maybe there'd be a little bit more freedom. But I'd see one of the real interesting ones was Thursday was bar night. Had a mate that had a bar set up in his garage. And so we used to do Thursday bar night, started at 4 o'clock. I could never make that with my other job.
Right.
Maybe that's a bad reason to want to work for yourself.
Socialising with the brotherhood, man.
But the freedom wasn't there in my job. And like I would go there when I finished work, and there was all of these people that had their own businesses, painters, property maintenance guys, installers, all that kind of stuff, all running their own businesses, and it all just looked like something I wanted to do. But again, no real skills. So I thought, didn't know where to start.
So then that led you to find Lawn Rite. And what did the early days look like? So you had started a business before. You're saying you felt like you didn't really have a lot of skills.
Yeah.
Did it take you a little while to sort of get the training wheels off?
Well, I mean, that's why I went franchise. Was because it has that support. Like, I didn't have to work out my uniform, or they helped me with learning how to use Xero when I started. They had like the templates on the job, really, on what I needed to do. I didn't need to go out and pick equipment, which again, I mean, I probably could have worked that one out. I do enjoy lawn and gardens anyway, and I always was mowing my place and my sister's house and would help people out if they needed it. And I'd thought about a lawn mowing side gig years ago, but then never did anything with it. So having the franchise helped me start. And when I started, it was very much learn on the job really quickly. So it was, it wasn't too hard.
How many Lawn Rites were there in Hamilton? Do you remember?
When I started, there was, I think, 2 in Hamilton. So we had one that did all of our commercial sites, and then one who was actually selling his franchise at the time. And that was it.
How long ago was this?
Well, it's 5 years in January. Well, yeah, 5 years in January. So,
okay, so almost 5 years.
Yeah. I think so it was probably about right now that I was ringing Troy. Because I signed my paperwork mid-December.
All right.
So by the time, I think, we had our first conversation, our second conversation, got the paperwork, signed the paperwork, it was about mid-December.
Is it fair to say the onboarding process now is probably a bit smoother than what it was when you started?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was it was...
So you got training?
Cam came out.
Yep.
A little bit. So when I started, I was lucky enough to be taking on some of the work from the commercial guy. So first day was all of those jobs that I was going to take over, I went and tagged along for the day.
Sure.
And so my training was on the job training of show up, and of course I got all my equipment, I think, that when I signed the contract. So I had about a month of play where I went and did a couple of friends' lawns, did my own lawn and stuff like that. So I'd had about a month worth of play with the equipment, and then first week was straight out onto jobs that they'd already been booking jobs knowing was starting. So I think I started, buying an empty franchise, which in theory has 0 customers. I think I started with at least 20.
All right.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to start.
Felt good. So that was, I think, some commercial, so that had come from the commercial guy, and then people that had been looking for services, and they were like, yep, we can start your service mid-January. And so they just had ones already lined up. So,
nice.
yeah,
okay.
It's good.
So you started off with 20, and there was 3 franchises at the time. Ooh, don't quote me on how many are in Hamilton now. I'm trying to remember how many.
Oh, I wouldn't actually know that one. I'm going to say, I mean, if you... Hamilton and I normally include the surround,
Waikato.
Yeah, surround Cambridge, Morrinsville, Taumuri. You've got to be at least 15 plus.
Yeah, easy.
15 to 20, I would say.
Yeah.
I've driven past 3 today while I was working, so...
Yeah, I see you guys driving around. I always wonder, is this one of the franchise owners who really knows me? Because I take my horn and be like, yeah, who the fuck is that guy?
I do notice everyone, I mean, to be honest, everyone in the industry is just really friendly. It's one thing I noticed straight away when I started is any lawner you drive past will wave at you.
Okay.
And if you don't, they're a dick.
Okay.
It's surprisingly friendly. Cool. We're not worried about people stealing work or anything like that. I thought it was going to be more cutthroat, more I don't know, competitive. And I mean, there is that, if you're trying to win a nice job or something like that, but realistically, there's enough work to go around. I mean, why do you think there's now 15 franchises?
Yeah, and that's only, just Lawn Rite.
Yeah.
You've got all the other different businesses and then the single players out there. Yeah,
100%. So we've got, say 15 now. And when I started, that's how you waved out to people. The green waste, at the end of the day, everyone would be dumping their grass. You'd meet all the other contractors.
Sure.
So that was really cool. I remember going there, and I used to be the only Lawn Rite trailer, and then fast forward a couple of years, and I'd pull up, and there'd be 4 Lawn Rite trailers emptying on the same day, taking over.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Good to see that growth as well, that evidence over time.
Yeah.
Especially for you being around for.
Because a lot of people didn't know, like when I didn't know what Lawn Rite was, and then so Lawn Rite's part of the Rite group, which started as Wash Rite, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, I've seen and heard of Wash Rite, like I've seen them around, and I've heard of that, and that's how I explain it to people, and they go, oh, who do you work for, or like what's your business? I'm like, oh, I'm a Lawn Rite franchise, and I go, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's part of the Rite group. Do you know Wash Rite, the building company? Oh, yes, we know them. Okay, we're the same brand, essentially.
There you go.
So yeah.
Has you get much Lawn Rite work from Wash Rite businesses?
Potentially, not that I don't think I know that, but behind the scenes, I'm sure there is a lot of leads that come in. Like I don't know where the leads come from that when they come through our app.
Probably do. I mean, why would you use a whole separate service for the same job if you're getting a whole house done up?
If you already know that you like Wash Rite, then why not stick with them for Lawn Rite? And then we've also got the cleaning side as well.
Yeah.
So once you've got someone in, you can offer them multiple services.
It's almost like there's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
So how are things looking today? Obviously, I imagine there was at the start when you first started learning, getting on the job, practicing the tools, establishing your connection. We're 5 years in now. What's your week been looking like?
I mean, it's a lot more work that I could even like expect to do. Like when I started, I thought, oh, if I can do 5 lawns, 7 lawns a day or something. I think I've done 12 today, and that wasn't actually that many.
Right.
So, I guess my expectations on when I started, I thought I'd do, I don't know. Let's say I think I wanted to replace my wage when I started. So I was on 75,000 a year. I thought, cool. I worked that back and I went on how much lawns I need to do, and I thought if I can just get to that as a turnover, then not obviously knowing there's a lot more business costs involved, expenses, but I thought if I can get to 75,000, I'll be happy. First year I was, I think, over 100,000 in turnover, which I was like super surprised by.
Yeah.
And I was coming into the industry and I was surprised by that. And then 5 years down the track, I'll be doubling that hopefully this year. No, I will be doubling that this year. So, and then I think that's probably getting to the limit of what a sole operator can do.
Sure.
So I will be hoping in the next 6 months to bring on staff and start that journey.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking forward to the next sort of few years. You're wanting to start to bring some more bodies onto the team.
Yeah, so I can maybe spend some time working on the business instead of in the business. Some work can still be done even if I'm not at work. Like I do B&I meeting weekly on a Wednesday morning. Takes a couple of hours out of my day. It'd be great if during that time I was not just losing time on the tools, if someone else could be out still making money.
Yep.
And then I could do a few more things like that. So
that makes a lot of sense. Has there been something in the last couple of years, been situations where you've gone, man, okay, I wish I could have stepped away and still had the business running?
Yeah, well, I mean, taking holidays, you know, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. And so over winter, generally you might reduce your frequency of cuts a little bit anyway. So you kind of get a forced holiday in winter. You can pick up some other garden work to fill in if you want, or just take some time off. But like just taking time off, you know, we've had another, I think we've had 2 kids since we've had the business.
You're losing track, my friend.
Well, I was just trying to think, I was like, how old's Cora? Cora, yeah, I had just had the business in January and Cora was May. So yeah. And then Mackenzie was a couple of years later. So
how many children total?
I've got 4.
Okay. just double checking.
Yeah,
make sure
I do remember how many I have. So I've got 4 kids. So 2 have been while we've had the business. And so like taking time off for that's always a bit tricky, and being able to spend some more time, like when you're the only person in the business, you'll do your 40 hours on the tools and then you've got to do office work. I've still got to finish my end of month invoicing for October, and we're the 3rd of November. So
I feel your struggle.
yeah, so most of it went out on the weekend, and then I haven't done my rental agent stuff, so that's the last of it to do. I'll be doing that when I finish up here.
Big long days.
Yeah.
So what time did you start today?
I left home about 7:40, got home at about 5, and then headed over here.
All right, and it is just after 6, and we're probably about halfway through, if not just over halfway through.
Yeah, so if we could somehow get some staff doing some of that on the tool stuff, I can do more stuff like this. You know, I can chase those jobs, the bigger jobs, and some jobs just need more people. Like you can do a lot as one person, but sometimes you just need more people. Like a job that will take me a whole week, with 3 guys I could get that done in a day, and sometimes it needs to be done in a day. You can't be there for a whole week doing the job.
Then you leave yourself open to weather as well when that happens, and then that can push it back, and then it pushes more back, and then you got a problem. Yeah,
and the longer you push jobs back, especially in the peak spring we're in, the harder those jobs are to complete.
Sure.
And then we get spring, and we've got the grasses now growing like crazy, and then on top of that, the hedges are growing, and the gardens are growing, and the weeds are growing. So you've got a full run of lawns, and now you've got customers going, hey, can you do this hedge? Can you spray my weeds? Can you do this? You already got 40 hours booked for regular lawns. And I'm going, oh, okay, well, I mean, I can do 50 hours, I suppose, this week on the tools, and then I've still got to do another 10 hours, maybe doing maintenance, invoicing, quotes, follow-ups, networking, stuff like that. So you can start adding your weeks up very quickly.
Okay, so that's good to know. So people potentially wanting to buy into this who might be watching this understand that there's money to be made, but there's also work to be done.
There is. Franchises help a lot, but ultimately it's your business. You still have to do what you can do. Like, if you're not putting anything into it, you're not going to get anything out of it. The franchise makes it, like, I guess the return on investment is maybe higher. So if you're putting in, you know, an hour, you might get back 3 hours with the franchise, with the work. So like branding helps. As Lawn Rite grows, more and more people know the brand, see a franchise, see a big company, and they're like, cool, we want someone reliable that's going to show up, and we can contact, if you don't show up, we've got a 0800 number we can call. We know how to get hold of you.
Yeah.
And so that all of that stuff helps, and some jobs I wouldn't even be in front of if it weren't for being part of the brand. So like some tenders I've been able to do, they've only gone out to other franchises,
right?
Individual sole traders, or you know, one-off lawn people don't even get the opportunity for those tenders.
Because those tenders require like guarantees of reliability.
Some of them are also just, yes, and some of them are national. So like they might need people, we've got a tender here, we have offices or like premises in Auckland, Hamilton, Christchurch, and we want one company to do all of them. We can do that.
And then we just divvy it up between the franchise owners.
Yeah, and so a lot of, you know, you can't do that with every, like an individual person. You don't want to deal with 5 people to deal with your properties throughout the country. You just want one company that'll handle the whole lot. So, and then I think as well, a lot of those other larger companies will look for other large companies to service them. And when you're looking for lawn mowing, Lawn Rite is up there. We're a large company now, with names out there, so it definitely helps.
100%. And I think what you're saying before about that brand recognition goes a long way. I've seen all the different trailers.
Yeah.
The Wash Rite, the Lawn Rite, all comes back to the same Rite Group brand. Now, there was a burning question I had on my mind before. Oh, this is usually... I ever get this sometimes when I'm talking to people. I miss having a notepad. Podcast is the only time I can actually converse with people, and generally it's okay for me to write things down. What piece of advice or maybe some questions someone could ask themselves before they buy a franchise? Because Troy's big on, we don't just let anyone with the right amount of money come and just buy a franchise. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like you have a pretty good idea of what would make a successful franchise owner, because, dare I say it, I might look at you and say you're Hamilton's one of, if not the most successful Lawn Rite franchise.
That's the goal. I will hopefully
How far off are you from that if you're not already there, my friend?
Well, I mean, depends how you define success, right?
Sure.
I mean, are you looking at turnover? Are you looking at how many hours do you have to work to get that turnover? Are you looking at the enjoyment of the jobs? Like, are you doing the bottom of the barrel jobs, or are you doing the nice premium jobs?
I think everyone might
so, like, it
look
depends.
at it in terms of revenue.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it in terms of revenue, like, I mean, I'm pretty happy with what I turn over. It's way more than I anticipated I would ever be able to turn over, let alone as a lawn franchise. I think they really undersold what you can earn in the industry.
Sure.
There's a lot of hard work goes into it, and you've got to get your pricing right, and that takes a little bit, but you can make a lot of good money in this industry.
How many more years do you reckon it would have taken you in your previous job to get to what you make these days?
Oh, I wouldn't.
Impossible?
Impossible. I wouldn't. Yeah. It's not even on the table, I don't think.
Wow, so that... How often do you need to remind yourself that sometimes? I imagine.
I do need to stop and think occasionally. Like, we're pretty lucky. If I look at it in reality, like, my partner gets to stay home with the kids and I go to work, and we don't have to worry about a second income. My income is equivalent to 2 incomes. And when you look at it like that...
It's a blessing.
Can't really ask for much more. For the most part, I get to go to a lot of my kids' events and things like that. I don't have to work ungodly hours. I might have to occasionally take a call or, you know, lose a little bit of time with them if I'm broken down a machine or doing some invoicing. But for the most part, I get to be at home with my kids in the morning, in the afternoon, take days off if they got events. Atlanta gets to stay home with the kids. And yeah.
I think that makes you pretty successful.
Yeah, that's probably more that I would look at than the revenue.
I agree.
So
it's always the case, when you're... it used to always be in my mind, it's always about the money, it's always about the money. Yeah,
I thought if you earned enough money, everything just became, I don't know, better, easy, something. But that's not necessarily the case. Like, you could work 70 hours a week, make a lot of money, and you're missing everything at home with your kids. And, you know, I worked pretty hard to build the business to where it was in the first couple of years, and I've been able to kind of relax a little bit and just operate the business without needing to build, and it's doing okay. And then now, after a couple more years of that, I thought maybe I should look at how I can maybe step off the tools a little bit. So I'm looking at growing again to bring some staff on, and then be able to, I don't know, reduce my own work or change my role or something like that.
Well, because like, eventually everyone who works in trades knows the day comes where you can't pick up the tools.
Yeah, realistically that's it. Like, it's a very physical job.
Sure.
So if you're looking at getting into the industry, it is a physical job. Obviously, I do think if you're looking at starting and you don't know where to start, a franchise is a great opportunity. Like, they help you with a lot of that stuff. Yes, you pay fee, like a monthly royalty fee or something.
How much is it?
I think it's like maybe about $400 or $500 a month.
Yeah.
It's not, in the scheme of things, of what you turn over, it's not a lot, you know. Or equate it to about, I think I equate mine to about $100 a week.
Yeah.
So, nothing. If you were running your own ads, or even just having to get your own website designed or any other stuff, or do your own branding, it would cost you a lot more anyway. Like that, I guess in that terms, if you're wanting to run your own Google ads and compete against the giant of Lawn Rite, you're going to be spending a lot of money. Lawn Rite has that thing, we have a lot of franchises, they all pay a small amount of money, and then that gives us a large pool for advertising, branding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that covers your what's the cost of the office girls who are picking up the phone calls, booking in appointments.
Yeah.
The website, GeoOp.
Yep. So all of that kind of stuff. And so like when a customer rings, someone answers a phone straight away, and that instant connection is, because this game is very much almost a first in, first collect customer. So if you don't take your call, they'll move on to the next person. So having the office girls taking the calls when people are ringing through or sending through the queries online, they get back to the customer straight away and then pass it on to you. The customer's already like engaged with Lawn Rite, so you're more likely to get that. They're not going to go, oh, I couldn't get hold of anyone, onto Jim's mowing. Yeah. Or onto whatever. So that's super helpful.
Because what would you do when you're by yourself? You just have to have a rule that while I'm mowing, if my phone rings, I answer it. How annoying that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure your phone rings every now and then.
It did today, and I stopped my mower in the middle of the lawn and took a call. And there was a hiccup where they had spoken to a Lawn Rite to get a job done. It had been quoted and then approved through, they had to get a quote for Wins. Yeah. Wins had approved the quote. They'd rung me because they'd found me on social media, I think. Or I'd come up when they Google searched, so they rang my number, but I wasn't the guy that gave them the quote. Okay. And so I was like, oh, okay, do you know who it was? Yeah. And they're like, oh, I think his name was Sunil. And I was like, oh, I know him. Cool, yep, give me a minute. Jumped off the phone, rung him, was him, gave him the client's details, got back in touch with him, and as far as I know, the job was completed today.
There you go.
So that's the branding and the name. Like,
yeah, she got hold of someone.
Yeah, got hold of someone in the Lawn Rite group, and I was able to put him in the right direction to get his work done.
And taking care of business.
Yeah, so it's good.
Good that you're not getting those phone calls every day, though.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about a lot. So it's like the joys of like a franchise when you start. They take a lot of that off your plate. And I think because of that, the speed at which you can grow is a lot quicker. Like you still put the work in, as I say, but the speed at which you can grow is a lot quicker. Yeah, and
you're only focused on, what's in front of you to do.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other stuff's taken off your shoulders.
Yeah, so if you're working, like when you start, you might only have 15 hours of work a week. So you've got to fill the rest, like if you're operating a normal 40-hour work week. So you should use those other hours to go door knock, talk to businesses, find a networking group, social media, jump on Facebook, make some content or put out like a lot of community groups. You can post in there once a week that you do mowing in the area and stuff like that. So you've still got to do a little bit, but I think it comes back a lot quicker than if you're trying to do it solo and don't have to worry about sorting out your branding. It's already there.
Because you can still sell your Lawn Rite franchise.
Yes, probably. I don't think I will, but...
I know, but you could. I mean, because that would be the only argument against it, right? It would be like, oh, if I start my own business, then I can sell it.
Yes. I suppose the biggest one is like you have a lot of control in doing what you want to do within Lawn Rite. But I guess ultimately you kind of have to follow their path that they've set out. So if you don't like to follow anyone else's, if you want to make every single decision in your business, don't join a franchise. If you are happy to follow a proven method to make money, join a franchise. We wear a uniform, so we're all part of a team, and we're recognisable, and it's all those points of contact with the client. So wear a uniform. We are also uniform in the way we do things, so everything's always completed to a high standard. We follow, we have to come to our meetings. We've got to use this specific customer service management, customer management system.
Customer relation, CRM software?
Yeah, CRM.
Yeah, customer relations management.
I always get that one confused.
We just cut grass.
Yeah. So, you've got to follow a few rules, obviously, but then they give you everything that you need to make money.
Yeah.
You follow a proven plan, and you know that plan's proven because before you start, you can call any of the guys that already work for Lawn Rite. I remember when, in the first, I think, 2 years, I took so many calls for people wanting to join. And they would call me and go, what's your experience? And I'd go, here it is. I'm earning more than I thought I was going to earn. I filled up really quickly. I've done really well out of the franchise. And they'd go, cool, great. And I was like, you've got to follow some rules, but if you follow the rules, you can then do what you want for the rest of it and make good money. Don't get as many of those calls anymore. I think now that the business is just growing so much, it's not a hard sell. Yeah. I imagine Troy probably had to push maybe to get those first few on the ground.
Possibly, yeah. More social proof now.
Yeah, now you can look around and go, well, there's, you know, like probably getting close to 100 around the country.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, it just takes time for people to build that trust.
Yeah.
I think, like we were talking about in terms of some of the YouTube content that we're creating, getting a few good leads from it, but I expect it's going to take time for that catalogue to grow and for people to watch it for a period of time. Oh, they're not going anywhere. They're still here. Okay.
That's a big thing with being in a franchise is like, we are new in this. I mean, we can't be that new. I've been in it 5 years, but I guess in the terms of against some of our competitors, maybe we are new. I think Jim's mine's been around 30 years.
And you could be around 30 years, but if someone only heard about you last week, you're only 1 week old in their mind.
Yeah, this is true. And so it's getting, like, the more content we can put out and the more trailers on the road, the more people see us and the more people are likely to get in touch with us.
100%. And it's always like, you've seen that video, that person dancing on the side of the hill? And then like there's at a concert, and then like one person joins in, and then two people join in, and then eventually there's enough people to dancing that everyone feels comfortable dancing, and then now it's this whole side of the hill dancing. Right. And I think about that when it comes to business like Lawn Rite or anything. It's just like it snowballs.
Yes.
You know, people are like, oh, I like it. Yeah, I'll buy into it. Oh, yes, I'll use your service. And then eventually, oh, everyone's doing it now.
Well, I think in that first year there would have been like 5 on, and then the next year there was say 25, and then the next year it's. So like that's why we're like snowballing up to that 100 really quickly.
And it's all about relationships too. I think a lot of it is this fact that people have experienced, they've hired Lawn Rite, they've worked with Lawn Rite, and then they've gone and told their friends and family, and then their friends, you know, and then enough connections. Oh yes, no, I've heard, and then it starts to build that spider web of relations.
Yes.
Networking, being inside a room where we're not in right now, and people are talking.
Yeah, there is so much work out there. And there are so many businesses. So being part of Lawn Rite does help in that regard, because if you were one individual, like if I was an individual operator under my own name, I would have to try so hard to be in front of that many people.
Yeah.
But Lawn Rite is in front of thousands of people daily. And so and that's without me having to try.
Yeah, well, I guess right now you got it pretty simple. So
for the new people starting on, I mean, it's probably a better deal the more and more that there are. Like when I started, I mean, to be fair, I got a great start. I think the business was really trying to grow when I joined, so there was a massive influx of work coming in, and no one else to take it, so that was great. Now, there's probably even more work coming in. I think I just saw that we had our highest lead inquiries for October I think that we've had.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to slow down. With every new property that gets developed, that's another lawn, and with new people coming in, we need people to mow those lawns. Like, man, there's so much business out there just in the Waikato alone.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, how no one in your industry is like too threatened by each other.
Nah, it's not. There's so much work. Like, I might lose a client today, but I'll gain another one tomorrow. Like, yes, there's certain jobs you might prefer and you might really like that client, but ultimately, like, nothing's forever anyway. And I think what you said earlier about, like, selling your business. Oh, pardon me. You can sell your franchise if you'd like, down the track, which is a big one, I suppose. Some people might not want, like, eventually decide it's not for them. Do you want to do this for the next 30 years? And that's what's made me start thinking about growing to staff, is like, body's not going to get younger. And as I get older, do I want to keep pushing it through its limits? And so I don't really want to go work for someone else again. It's been very nice working for myself.
Yeah.
And so in that thing, what can I do? And that's where looking at staff, I used to love training people, coaching people, that kind of stuff at my previous job. I don't get that now. So how can I incorporate that into what I currently have? And so as Lawn Rite grows, that might be something that I might be able to look at even within the business as a whole, like offering time back to help other franchises grow. I do get quite a few questions from the new guys when they're trying to work out what to do. I have someone not in the franchise who's looking at going into the industry who came out with me last week, just to see what it was like. I had someone from Taupo message me last week asking if they could come out for a couple of days to see what it was like. I think they're just like an independent contractor down in Taupo. But they see the machines I use in the franchise and they're like, can I come up and spend a day, learn some stuff and see what it's like? So they're coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks. So like it's quite cool to be able to give back a little bit. Like I've learnt heaps off so many people from when I started to now. So it's nice to be able to now pass that on to new people.
It's a good sign that you're ready to move up there, Simon. You know?
Yeah.
So 5 years, you've learned a whole lot, you've made more money than you thought you were going to make when you first started. Now you're looking at ways of, okay, now I think we're ready to level up to that next stage of business.
Yeah, I think I'd had enough of it at the previous job, dealing with people, especially since those people, none of them wanted to be there. Like it's just the day-to-day entry-level job. But working with people that are running their own businesses and want to do something well, it's different.
Very different.
And so in that regard, I think it would be cool to be able to like give back a little bit. Like, you know, been in there 5 years, looking at it going, oh, well, what's the next 30 years look like? Am I still going to be walking around pushing the lawnmower in 30 years? I mean, I still enjoy it, but...
Hey, things change. Life's different seasons, you might want different things. The kids might grow up and move out, and you'll be like, I want to move to Mexico.
What a lot of, I don't know if Mexico's my top choice there, but...
I don't know. You see you on the beach.
Somewhere with a beach would be nice. I don't know about the lawns at the beach, though. The Waikato, we've got the lucky, I guess the benefit here where the grass grows in the Waikato.
Sure does.
So there's a lot of work. But yeah, there's lots of things that could change. So grow the business so that if I need to, I can step away. If I want, I can sell. If I, I'd only sell if I found another business realistically, or it would have to be a very special role to get me out of where I am. And I don't think I'd go work for someone else again.
So, self-employment tends to do that to you, doesn't it?
It really does. You either love it and will never work for someone again, or you're like, I need a job. I cannot deal with the stress and the pressure. It is. It's a bit of stress. It's a bit of pressure. I mean, you've run your own business. It can be tough.
Yeah.
But when you're working for yourself, it's just a whole different game.
Having that control of your time, like, honestly.
I mean, I've got you here at 6:30 on a Monday night, so
I wanted to
neither of us have our time today.
Man, I'd be at home right now, scrolling on my phone maybe.
Yeah, I think kids are probably going to bed about now, so if I'm lucky I'll get home and they'll be asleep.
Hey, look at that, worked out really well.
Yeah, I'll just be able to finish the last of the paperwork for November.
Off to bed with you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should probably do some working out too.
I was literally about to ask. We'll get you at Run Club soon.
Yeah, I really need to. I've been doing some running, but I just haven't made it to Run Club yet.
That's okay.
I want to. I think it's just by the time I get to Saturday mornings, like I do. Last week, I finished work at 7 o'clock on Friday. And I got home just shattered, working in the heat. We finally got the sunshine back. And so working out in the heat takes a bit of a toll on you. On the ride-ons all day, which again, it might not be as physically demanding as being on a kind of push mower or something. But when you equate it to, you've basically been driving for 8 hours.
Yeah, you're thinking of turns and garden beds and all that stuff.
And so the mental load is probably a lot more stress. Like you get home and I'm just my brain's melted and I'm like, well, I just need to sit and
you just need to sit in an ice bath.
Yeah. So I mean, we do have one of those little sauna tents.
I was going to say, you got your own little recovery set up at home, hey?
I did. The bath got left out though and got pretty gross and thing. The ice bath, so turfed that.
Okay.
But we'll set up the sauna tent again, and then I thought so. Running club is on the cards. It's just I felt shattered when I wake up on a Saturday morning the last couple of weeks. Now that spring is finally here.
Oh, next time I go for a Sunday morning run, I'll bring you along with me, Mary, and we'll just end up doing some ridiculous Ks.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I can quite pull it like I used to. I jumped on Strava, the run app, and I haven't logged a run since 2022, maybe.
Okay, couple years, yep.
And that last one I logged was a half marathon.
Hey.
And so
that's good, man. What was your average pace?
Oh, it was high. It was like 6:20 or something. That was the first one I'd done. I hadn't run anything over, I think, like 10 Ks at that point. But I stupidly thought I'd do it. It was during around. Oh no, maybe it was 20. No, it can't have been 21 because when I got the business. 21, 22, and there was like that second wave of COVID and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and lockdowns.
You just needed to go run, eh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get a few people into running and then maybe into a Rite group or a Lawn Rite team into something.
Well, we should have got our arse into gear and done Round the Bridges. Which I'm pretty sure is like, it's like next month, this month?
Yeah, it is next month. We'll have to get the hot weed. We're going to need so many people to be practicing for a full year.
Well, Around the Bridges, you've got a 6K and the 12K. It's not a massive run.
No, it's not. But we could do the 12.
We could do the 12.
12's not that far.
If you've got a couple of people running, that'll help. Like you're not trying to do it alone.
Nah, we could just do it all together.
Yeah.
Or you could break it up, can you? Can you do like a couple Ks and someone else does a couple Ks?
Nah, but there is that Relay for Life that does that.
There's Relay for Life, yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Put a team in for that.
Well, because then you set up a tent as well.
Yeah.
And you can have some people there chatting in uniform and...
Yeah.
Events like that are great. And
you could be pushing a lawnmower around the track.
There you go. You could totally do that. There's no reason why you couldn't. People dress up in all sorts of funny things for that day. I've filmed it 2 years in a row now.
Oh, great. So we've got our in on how do we... Okay, so when's that lined up? We'll do that, I guess.
I'll have to have a chat with them. Hopefully, I enjoy filming it, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those events where I'm like, I'd love to just attend.
Well, I mean, you can film while
I film my
Lawn
team.
Rite attends.
Yeah. That's part of my job. But events like that, guys, out and about, seen by the public, doing something physically active.
And that's, I think, the stuff outside of the day-to-day job that's cool, and it gets the brand seen and involved in the community and stuff like that.
Well, if you do it right, it shouldn't feel like work at all. It should just be like, I'm living my life, and this also is work at the same time. It's good, it's an interview that happens without you really expecting it when someone sees you walking.
I mean, networking in general is just great, for the business. I've just started doing that this year, really, trying to actually do more networking outside of the industry, and it's paying off already with just jobs that are coming in, so can't complain with that.
Well, I do say it's all about relationships.
It is as much as you might think it's about mowing the lawn. It's about the relationship with the customer.
I wish you need the relationship to get the lawn.
A lot of people let's say anyone can mow a lawn, but I used to think it was, I've got to get the nicest stripes and the crispest edge. And yes, that's nice, and some customers enjoy that. But ultimately, if you don't have a relationship with that customer, you'll lose them.
So would you say it's more about the customer feeling like they feel valued And sometimes the stripes and the crisp edges make them feel valued. Sometimes it's just I am going to be 5 minutes late text message.
Yep, it's you see them at home and you stop the lawnmower to say hi, or it's the message to let them know you're running late, checking in on them, like stuff like that. Like it's not just the, like, oh, I've done that job looks amazing, that customer's got to be happy as, and they're not realising that
it was their birthday last week or
you've showed up at the wrong time and they were in the middle of a meeting and you've just ruined the whole thing, and you're sitting there going, their lawn looks nice. But so if you've got that relationship too, like if the lawn doesn't look great, they're not going to fire you. You know, if you've had that bad day, it's pissed down with rain and halfway through a mow and it's not looking at its flashes, you can both joke about that and you're okay and it's fine. Yeah. You know, and it's not worrying that, it doesn't have to be perfect. It needs to be done and the customer needs to be happy. Yeah. And that's the main thing. And that might vary in different lengths depending on what kind of relationship you have with that customer. Yep. And because if you have that relationship with the customer, you learn what that customer, their requirements are. It might be that the lawn's short, they don't care about the edges, they don't care about this. Like I had one customer that generally to get the stripes you cut a little bit taller. So I brought the lawn height up a little bit and I'd got the nice stripes into the lawn and it was looking really nice. And she's like, oh, can you cut it shorter? I was like, oh, what, the nice stripes? She's like, I don't care about the stripes. I just want it shorter for the dog when he's out back. And I'm like, okay, no worries. I guess from what I see is I want the stripes and I not like a long, lush lawn. Yeah. Not long, but you know, like a nice length, cushioning under your foot. They just wanted it cut super short for the dog and didn't care realistically what it looked like, or from what I thought it looked like. Yeah. They didn't want the stripes. They didn't want... Just goes to show everyone values different things. Yeah. Important to pay attention and listen. Yes. So now you'll never go through and... Does it take longer to do stripes? No, not really. Okay. You've got to be a bit more cautious of the directions that you're driving, and sometimes it is a bit trickier than others, but for the most part, no. It's the mowers that I use have stripe kit built into them, so that kind of folds the grass over. It's kind of like having a roller on the back of the mower. Cool. And so it folds the grass over, and so the stripe is basically you go up in one direction, back down in the opposite direction. Yeah. And so when the sun hits it, the light grass is what's going the same direction as you, folded the same direction, and the dark grass is folded away from you. And so that's how you get your stripes. I can try that one day. Yeah, so you've got to have a little bit of length in the lawn because the grass needs to fold over. Yeah. So if you cut it really, really short, there's nothing to fold over. Yeah. Or if it's all weeds, there's nothing to fold over. But if you cut it a little bit taller, and then the mower will fold it over, and then it looks really nice. Okay. Yeah. Oh, don't know if I can do that with my dusty lawnmower at home, but every time I think about, I look at stripes and I'm like, I couldn't do that because I'd forget, and then I'd just be like, you'd get to the end and you'd be like, almost perfect except for that little double up there in the middle. Yeah, there's guys that do like crazy patterns and stuff. I've tried to do, I did a wavy one. That was so difficult actually. It was like I started it and I was like, oh yeah, that wasn't too bad. But then lining up the next wave was a bit hard, and then by the time I'm 12 waves along, I'm like, this is so painful. It was so slow. It took me so long to mow. Did you get paid for the extra time it took? No, I was just trying something different on the customer's lawn. I was like, this would be cool. And it took me so long. It, in fact, was not cool. Yeah. And I mean, they probably didn't care. They would have they would have looked out their window and seen it and gone, oh, that looks funny. I mean, I do know this customer does enjoy the stripes and he likes the nice look and all that, so he probably did appreciate it, but probably not worth it. Yeah, you fuck around, you find out, eh, Simon? You wanted to find out, eh? I was like, I'm not doing this again. I've seen other people do it, it looks cool, but man, it just, wasn't ideal. Not ideal. All right, all you newbies, remember that. If you're going to do air patterns, stick with straight lines. Straight lines, and you find your longest, longest run. So that you're not, if you're doing stripes, you don't want to be doing real short runs, like for this room, you want to go. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Because otherwise you've got so much turning as well, but then you can't consistently run the same lines because you rut the lawn.
I can just see how much you enjoy teaching.
Exactly.
Look at you.
And there's so much stuff that I didn't know when I started.
Yeah.
And you don't, like, I don't even think about it anymore. But and a lot of you guys wouldn't even know about that. I just thought it's cutting grass. And it is just cutting grass, but there's also a lot behind the scenes, especially once you start getting into turf, away from just like a throw together lawn front that's been there since the 70s, to people getting installed new turf lawns that are one variety of grass. Like, there's a whole different game.
That's a whole new kettle of fish right there. Man, we're going to have to...
yeah, we can do more podcasts later.
I was going to say, well, yeah, I'm curious about this person coming up just to trial work with you for the day.
Yeah, so that will be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Let me know how that goes for you, man. I'd be keen to know a bit more about this story.
Yeah, I don't know much about them. I've seen them on social media.
Yeah.
I think they do it as a part-time job, and they've got a real job, but they wanted to go full-time. So yeah, they're not a franchise or anything at the moment.
Not yet.
So yeah, not yet. Might be able to sell them.
Yeah. I just got to see you on the tools, man, and you're a good bloke. Seems like you got a lot of knowledge to pass on down to them, and they'll see the stuff on social media. Then we'll, make another franchise out of them, maybe.
Yeah, then I can get my commission check from Troy.
That's it, and then bam, we'll have him sitting in that chair, and then he'll be on the podcast.
Well, yeah, you'll have to start doing like the 1 month catch ups with people, and the problem is getting people in here. I imagine is probably a bit tough.
I think if I was pushing it down the next a bit harder, it wouldn't be that hard. I think people want to get on here and do it. For me, just stepping into my next level, getting off the tools a little bit, practicing, organising, okay, travel itinerary, okay, I want to go to this, okay, there's 20, 30 different franchise owners in this area who I'm going to catch up, and just having that plan in my calendar for the few weeks ahead. Yeah. It's quite a new thing.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll have to take your workshop with you. Yeah. Set up a room somewhere. Yeah. I guess you can do that rather than people coming here, because that would be a bit of a...
I think for the... we generally just do like basic little interviews on the go.
I've seen a few of those.
A kind of longer podcast with Wash Right Up in North Shore in their lounge, but halfway through I forgot to do what I did before, which was reset cameras, and half of it just got cut off. And yeah, it's just part of the new job, where we're at in the stage, spending a bit of money into the creative side of things, like this whole room here, and then in the years to come, then I'll have some people underneath me and start to scale it just in the same way you're looking to do with your Lawn Rite.
Yeah, I mean, Lawn Rite's quite new, and so I see a lot of stuff from Jim's mowing. It's been around 30 years in Aussie, probably New Zealand. I don't know. I don't follow them in New Zealand, but some of their guys that have, they've got thousands of franchises, and seeing that they have another role above like a franchise owner, they have like a franchisor type thing. So like that, as we get more and more roles in Lawn Rite, that might be something that Lawn Rite will look at, is someone like an overall person to help manage, the Waikato or something like that.
As the business builds, new jobs will be created.
In 10 years' time, it'd be real interesting to see where the whole Rite Group is as a company, and then where I fit in that company.
It's one thing I've enjoyed. We talked about before how you're saying like I couldn't be employed again, and I had that same sort of friction coming back into employment after being self-employed. And what I've learnt is I can be employed again, but it has to be inside of like a small business. Right. While the Rite Group is established across 2 countries and the whole of New Zealand, the head office is still 5-6 people.
Which, when you think about it, it's quite crazy.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's just so spread out, and we only need one head office.
I guess because it is a franchise, technically everyone runs their own with the help of the office. So like,
technically the Rite Group is a small business.
Yes, and then
as a franchise, it's quite large.
As a group, it's large, but as an individual company.
And how it feels when you're in the office, when you're sitting down, you're talking to Troy. All right, cool. Cameron's here. This very much feels like we're all kind of running a business as well. We just focused in on our specific part of the business.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
and that, I mean, you could run your own business and be responsible for all of it, and wish you could focus on the stuff you're good at, or you could be a part of a group, a network where you can focus on what you're good at. Yeah, and still take on some maybe other jobs and learn, but the other stuff, other people who enjoy doing it are doing it.
And that's essentially, I guess, as well, like why you join a franchise is because like you might enjoy the lawns but not the paperwork. Yeah. Or you might enjoy the lawns but not like other parts of it. So I guess you being in a small business means you can spend all of your time actually doing the content and the creating that you like to do, and you don't have to worry about, say the other side of it, other parts of a business.
100%. Still part of something, still building something, still. I think I enjoy out of this is the teaching aspect as well. Yeah. I get to I like to pass on my knowledge now.
Yeah, I should listen to it more. I've got a few reels out recently.
You have?
The spring has hit, like, generally from about September through to, or maybe like mid-September through to mid-December, everything goes on hold. Like you just grind out work. And then after that, you go back to focusing on growing the business or doing your content or building those connections. During the peak of the season, it's just grinding out the work. And so I have, as much as I'm doing amazing work right now, I looked at my photo roll and I've got no photos or videos of the last 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, this could be one of the first things that you'd see change, I think, once you start to bring other people on board. You might be the one who's like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
You'll have the capacity to think about that. Whereas right now it sounds like you're so focused on doing the work, which is good.
Showing up, getting the job done, moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
And then I'd forget to look at any content. Like, so I randomly threw up a reel the other day. I think I sent it to you.
I loved that reel.
And I'd seen a couple similar, which is, exactly what you say to us. See what you like and just kind of create a copy of it in our industry. So I did that. And I was like, I need a video to put with it though. And I just randomly, because I didn't need the speaking, I managed to just grab a random video I'd taken and use it as behind the scenes thing. And I was like, oh, that actually, as much as I always hate doing these videos or recording or any of that, this works perfectly. Like,
honestly, like I said in my message, 10 out of 10, perfect content. Couldn't have made it any better, even if you tried. Because it was like, the content was perfect as it is, but also the process of how you went through it, like you just said, I just picked a random shot.
Yeah.
This is a message I wanted to put in the text. It's simple, 6 seconds long.
Yeah, it took me, like, I thought I was going to send you the reel as like a save for later.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and then I was like, well, why don't I just make it right now? How long is it realistically going to take me?
Yeah.
And it probably took me like 5 minutes, if that, to grab a song, grab a video, type out something quickly, make sure it looked right, get Atlanta's approval to make sure, or I haven't done anything stupid in it, and then post it. So 5 minutes. Like,
nice.
Realistically. Yeah.
In every single one of those 5-minute reels you push out there is a lot of ticket. There's no idea which one's gonna like really connect with someone, or for whatever reason, you have no idea. I think the videos I've had go viral, obviously I made them for other businesses. They popped up for reasons I didn't even think about. And be like, oh yeah, I didn't see that in the background. That's kind of funny. Yeah, some people figure out some weird things.
Yeah, I think I overthink it probably too much, a lot. Sure. And that's why I never do it.
Well,
like you overthink it so much that I can't do it. So I'm like, no. And so just throwing it together without thinking too much was probably good for me. Like, and it meant I didn't overthink it too much. I just had an idea, quickly ran with it, posted it, done.
Yeah.
I didn't get to overthink it, stress, go through thing and then not do it.
And then you're still alive.
Yeah.
Your world didn't blow up, your inbox didn't get full of people going, see, Simon, I knew you were such a loser.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's that, we talk about it a lot of the imposter syndrome, like, where I'd feel like well, why does everyone listen to me, or what do I know? But then talking to you, I go, oh, well, maybe I do know a few bits and pieces, and I do need to share some of the stuff that I've learnt over years of listening to other content, or just trial and error myself, and stuff like that. So it's good to be able to share that with other people coming on board.
100%. Just like learning how to speak is a skill, and it's a skill that we never really stop learning as slang or other etiquettes adapt and change. Creating videos is the exact same thing. It's just a different kind of voice. And like any language, it takes time to practice how to speak it.
I guess I always thought of my my Instagram like as what's the word? Now I've gone completely mind blank. More like to show my work, like a portfolio to show my work to potential clients.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I thought of it. So like I basically just was like, I'll just post the perfect shot of the lawn.
Yep.
But then now like knowing more about the connection with the customer. Then like some customers might look and go, that's perfect, that's what I want. But realistically, the perfectly shaped hedge and the stripes on the lawn, most people don't care that much for it.
Almost an expectation.
Yeah.
Right. I think you just pointed out a really important shift, because what you described before, an album, a gallery, a portfolio, these were all things I believe social media were, and to still some degree are. There used to be a gallery. You'd walk into this room and you'd look and you'd be like, oh, this is this person's life, or this is their business.
100%.
Okay, yeah, that's looking sharp. Well, this person's really interesting. Whereas now, it's, in my opinion, it's more of a what would we use this? An answering machine, an echo chamber, where effectively someone goes into this room and they can sort of see pictures and videos, but more or less they're like, what are their values? What messages are you sharing? They go to your page and they can see or hear your voice, you teaching, you telling people about what's going on in your business or in your world. They can't really talk back to you, but they get to take it in. And what I've noticed, Simon, since starting this role and producing like a video to 2 videos a day, people who I haven't seen in like 2 months, all these people are seeing the content now, and I bump into them, and they have this look on their face like they've seen me recently. But I haven't seen them in ages. And they're like, oh, how you been, Tim? And they're, oh, I heard about this, or I saw this. And they're ringing up things that I've done recently. Yet my nervous system is still like, I don't know anything about you in the last 2 months. Like, this is peculiar. But it was a moment where I got to see the touch points.
Yeah.
I don't know, they trusted me more than they would have if they hadn't seen me on social media in the last couple of months.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Like I always posted, and I post a lot more about, like, let's say the work.
Yeah.
And less about myself. But I need to build that rapport with the customers and put myself out there so they see me, they know, say, if they've watched 4 or 5 of my videos, they feel like they can reach out to me more easily because they've heard me speak and they know what I'm going to talk about. Yep. So then they're more likely to go, oh, I want to go talk to that person when I need help. Yeah, exactly.
I might even have a topic of discussion to talk about. But, I didn't know you enjoy running, or I didn't know you enjoy mountain climbing. I do too. I saw that you climbed, I did that mountain last week, whatever. But like, we're not posting and talking about anything other than our work. Like, don't get me wrong, it's important to show people how good your job is and your professionalism. But at the same time, like, you're a family man. Do your customers know that you are a family man? What hobbies are you into? Do your customers know these are your hobbies? Like, how can you tell them about this? Without having to use your one-on-one time? Is a great way I've looked at social media. Is like, there are things that maybe, let's say you and I hadn't met and we're having our first sort of interview, meeting, whatever. There might be things I would love for you to know about me that I probably couldn't sit here and be like, by the way, did you know?
You'd be that annoying guy at a party when you like sit down for dinner and you're
here's my list of achievements. Yeah, as you can see right here. But I want people
I mean, this is true, what you say, because I mean, before we knew each other, I knew you from social media, from working with the Right Group.
Sure.
So I'd seen you before I met you at the first conference.
Right.
Like, and we talked, and I was probably pretty confident chatting to you because I felt like I knew you. Okay. So, like, works.
There you go. Right, it just makes sense.
Proof's there, right?
I have actually no like psychological study, tuition background behind any of this. It's just all observation that it's like, but it has to make sense. If they've been exposed to your likeness before, that when they recognize it, it's the same reason you see a celebrity. You've never met this person before, but you've seen and heard their voice
feel like you know
years. To some degree, you know this person. And you know, it's not far off. I imagine a lot of actors, actually I was about to say a lot of actors probably take roles that align with their values, but then what about the villains? We're going way off topic here, but power of social media has changed. It's come away from being a gallery where you just post still photos of your life. Now it's come to the point where you can really communicate so much more about your character. It's almost like a business card.
Yeah.
If you think about you handed someone a business card and there's a QR code to your social media page.
Well, that's what I've got.
There you go. What's the first 3 things that you would like these people to know about you before you saw them again? This could be, you know, about your business, about your family, some achievements you've done. Like, what are the things that will build trust with these people so that when you see them again, they already know these things about you, and you don't have to be that person who's like, look at my achievement list.
And as I say, because a lot of, like, it comes back to that for us, that they can get anyone to mow their lawn.
Yeah.
But you want them to get you to mow their lawn. And so it's the connection you've got with their customer that gets you the job.
Mate, Simon, you probably just landed on like the best outro line right there.
And play outro music.
There you go. Do, 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 do.